Hi, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Tank presented by CW Sports Memorabilia. Now, you're probably looking around me and you're thinking, this is not the studio, where is he? So I'm trying something a little bit different for the episode today. So we are actually at the Steelheads game between the Kitchener Rangers and the Mississauga Steelheads. And we're going to be recording the episode today at the game through each period. So we're going to give you an update after each period to see what they're doing. I'll talk about it a little bit and then we'll go through it that way. I think it's going to be a little bit of a fun one. It's a little bit of a change from the traditional studio. So I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be super fun. Hope you can join me on this episode. It's going to be exciting. That's a wrap on the first period. So the Steelheads and the Rangers remain scoreless. Obviously, it was a big win on Friday night for the Steelheads, taking that game in Sudbury thanks to a James Hardy hat trick. They ended up winning 4-3 in that game. Still scoreless through the first period, although there were a couple of really good plays that I thought that each side could have scored. Bryce Cook had a really grade A opportunity, got fed by Luke Misa right up the middle, and he almost scored within inches of Marco Constantini's glove. It's too bad that he didn't, but that was a good chance. The other thing that's really been impressive so far about this is Ryerson Leanders. He doesn't get enough credit. Why do I say that Ryerson Leanders does not get enough credit? Because he has made so many saves in this game that have kept us into it. It easily could have been 3 or 4-0 for the Rangers right now, and luckily Leanders just kept us in it. It's been incredible to watch him play so far. This first period was good. It's already looked better than the first period in Sudbury on Friday and the game on Thursday as well. So looking forward to seeing what the rest of the game's going to look like. I think that they had a little bit of a slow start in the first 5 minutes of the period, but they ended up turning that around really quick, and they're looking a lot better. Now, it's important to mention that this game is the last game before the holiday break, meaning that they are going to have a week and a half off before their next game coming back for New Year's Eve. And they're already looking really good. They're looking energized, they're looking refreshed, but they're going to get that extra break, so they're going to look even better, hopefully, in the new year when they come back. So this game here is no exception with that. Looking forward to what the second period is going to have. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about in that first period because there's not really a whole lot of anything going on. Not a whole lot of icings, not a whole lot of penalties, obviously no scoring, so there's not really a whole lot to bring up. But the second period is hopefully going to be a lot better than this. See you in the second. Okay, back after the second period. It's 2-0 Rangers, so there's a lot to unpack in the second period. So 2 minutes into the second, Chaz Sharp takes a tripping call. It's not looking good for the Steelheads. Sure enough, Carson Rakoff from the blue line sends it up, slap shot. It's in the back of the net over Leanders' shoulder, and that's not good. Obviously, you want to try and avoid those things, and they've been staying out of the box, but that's not one of the ones that you want to take, especially not a tripping call. It sucks. You rebound from that. So that's fine. They ended up playing really well aside from that, except they ended up letting in another goal late in the second period, and that was a bit of an ugly one. Now, the Steelheads are now on the power play going into the third. Hopefully they're going to be able to come back because this game's looked really good. There's not a whole lot of negatives in this game, aside from the fact that at times it looks like the D is out of position a little bit. They need to aim their shots, and most importantly, like I've been mentioning all season, every single game, they need to stay out of the box, because the more they stay out of the box, the better chances they're going to be, not on the penalty kill, and the better chances they're actually going to be able to win this game. So, with that being said, they need to stay out of the box in order for anything to work. And they need to draw penalties when necessary. I mean, that's easier said than done. They need to aim their shots. I think most of all, they need to aim their shots, because we've seen a lot of missed opportunities. They had a great scoring chance, and then they'll just completely whiff on it, or it'll go over the net, it'll go off target, and it's just because they're not aiming their shots. Now, they've been playing well. Kitchener they haven't got as many shots. They've only got 16 shots. The shots are 26-16 in favor of the Steelheads. And right now, they're making Kitchener look not that great. Aside from the goals, they're outplaying them. They're outshooting them. This is, once again, a battle of the goaltenders. Like I was saying, Ryerson Leanders has been so solid in this game, and there's no way to even really say otherwise. The 2 goals that were scored he just couldn't get there on time. Like, there's nothing he could have done. The first one went right over his shoulder, and he just dropped down last second. So it sucks, but it is what it is. So he's been playing extremely well. Marco Constantini's been playing good, and this team so far has looked solid. They just need a big comeback. So hopefully the third period's going to bring that, and who knows? Maybe they might end up winning it. I'll see you in the third period. Okay, so the Steelheads game just wrapped up not too long ago. It's a 5-1 final score. The Rangers got 3 goals in the third period. Motu, Vlad, and Pinelli. That was, trying to say this in the nicest possible way, that was a train wreck. That third period sucked, straight up. And though they did manage to get one back, the Steelheads managed to get one back, they fell apart in the third period. The first period, they didn't look bad. Looked like they could have been better. Second period, they started to look a little bit rough. And third period, the wheels fell off the wagon, and that was it. So there were a lot of really good things in this game that the Steelheads did, and there were a lot of really bad things that they did in this game as well. But I'm preferring to see this as they now have a full week off. They don't have any games from the next week. It's official as of right now. It is the holiday break for them. So they don't have another game until, I believe, December 29th, if I'm not mistaken. So it should be okay. And, you know, if I'm being honest, this game was okay. It's like I said, this game was all right, but it definitely could have been better. One of the things that I noticed, they are really, really hurting without Ethan Del Mastro on that blue line. And he's off for the World Juniors, so he won't be back until, at the very minimum, the new year. Given the fact that, you know, the tournament hasn't started yet, and there's a lot of things that they still need to do. Now, in terms of how they played defensively, where do I even begin? They were out of position a lot, I felt. There was not a whole lot of helping. Leanders out in the third period. Like I said, the first and the second were okay, but that third period was horrendous. Charlie Callahan's still out, I believe, for 2-3 more games, which is, you know, there's nothing you can do about that. Once he's back in the lineup, I think that's going to help him out a lot too. But I think before the trade deadline in February, they need to go out and get another defenseman. They need to go out and get another forward. And then they need to turn this thing around. Because right now, they need this holiday break. They really do. But the good thing is, the good takeaways from this is something that they can build on for the second half of the season. The good takeaways were they played strong offense, which is good. You can build on that. Goaltending was okay for the first half of the game, which is perfect. You expect nothing less from those guys, and they're doing the best that they can. And your rookies were getting in on the scoring. You know, William Haley has been very, very good in his first couple of games with the Steelheads. He's a rookie, just slotting into the lineup not too long ago. I believe it was 3 games that he's played now, and he's registered his first OHL point. And Lucas Carmiris, who a lot of people have been wondering what's going on with him because he hasn't played a lot. Not in the top 6 anyway. But he actually has been quietly making an impact in the lineup. And with that, he's done a really, really good thing tonight. He got a beautiful pass from William Haley, and he scored his first OHL goal. So rather than dwelling on all the bad things that they did this game, I think I want to just talk about the good things, because that's the best way to bring in the new year. Out with the old, in with the new, and just let it go. I'm not going to fault the Steelheads for losing this game because it was a rough game to begin with. Kitchener's coming in red hot. They just got Francesco Arcuri from the Kingston Frontenacs, and there was a lot that they could have done. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been easily 6-7-0 in that first period. But Ryerson Leanders made save after save after save in that first. It was impressive. It was great. Third period rolls around. Obviously, it sucked. They just got to get better in the new year. So with that being said, thank you for following along with me today on this much needed steelheads game, I think, for a lot of us. And thank you for following along before the holiday season, because this was a lot of fun. It's, like I said, a traditional change from, or a little bit of a change rather, from our traditional studio that we usually record in. And this was a little bit of a new experience. So I found it pretty fun. I hope that you did too. And hopefully we'll be able to do more like these. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of our sponsor, CW Sports Memorabilia, and on behalf of the entire Pro Shot family, thank you very much for listening to this episode and watching along with us. If you're watching from home, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification for all future content, and most importantly, don't forget, have a happy, safe, and amazing holidays. This has been Tyler Rains, and I'll see you next time.